Deere, with the help of the city council, established a board of directors to oversee the cemetery. Through the actions of this council, Moline Cemetery was renamed Riverside Cemetery, and the 74-acre plot of land was secured to expand the burial site. Friendly rivalry may have played a part in the ultimate design of the new cemetery, as Rock Island had recently, as of 1855, established Chippiotic Cemetery. Occupying some 60 acres, Chippiotic was designed by Almarin Hotchkiss, a famed landscape architect who had laid out Brooklyn's celebrated Greenwood Cemetery. Moline's own rural cemetery would be judged against a very high standard. It is likely that either John Deere or his increasingly influential son Charles suggested that Jenny get the commission for the cemetery layout. The matter was decided at a city council meeting in 1874. Though few town records indicate that Jenny designed Riverside, his seal is evident on the original plans for the burial ground. Reminiscent of the village of Riverside's winding roadways, Jenny designed sinuous paths through the cemetery that complemented the existing topography. On the peripheral slopes, Jenny utilized his engineering background to transform the bluff into a series of terraces, simultaneously affording greater slope stability and the rolling, irregular terrain favored by rural design. The water features in Jenny's original design evoke the incorporation of water features into the planned suburban community of Riverside, particularly in the asymmetry of the water feature labeled lake on Jenny's plan. Though the plan does not indicate plantings, a tree survey conducted in April of 2012 shed some light on Jenny's intentions in regards to vegetation. 244 trees were cataloged by location, species, and DBH, diameter at breast height. For the DBH measurement, relative age of the tree could be determined and thus could be used as an indicator of whether or not Jenny might have chosen to include it in his design. The species of the tree is significant in that a predominance of non-native species shows a romantic proclivity towards a predetermined natural aesthetic, often imbued with symbolic and sentimental meaning. Of the 244 trees surveyed, roughly 40% of all trees were Mediterranean cypress. Cypress trees, while not native, held symbolic meaning. Thus, transcendentalists only considered nature beautiful and meaningful if the aesthetic was carefully crafted to reflect a particular symbology. In the design of places of mourning, this symbology was perhaps more evident than in green spaces designed to serve a more ambiguous purpose. One such ambiguous space was incorporated into Jenny's original design in the form of the green. Spanning the distance between the terraced hill of the new cemetery land and the old cemetery plot, the green functioned as an unbroken swath of negative space that connected new and old seamlessly. Over the past century, the green has been modified considerably. Perhaps the most dramatic change came in the form of the baseball diamonds erected in the 1950s. Now enjoyed by more than 30,000 visitors annually, the green has been transformed into a clearly delineated space designated for recreational use. Now, the once expansive connecting strip of land from the old cemetery to Riverside is segmented into harsh geometric shapes. No doubt Jenny, with his love of undulating line and sense of connectivity between one landscape element to the next, would be sorely disappointed with the modern green. The dramatic shift in aesthetic from designs focused on endless space and on the confluence of man and nature, to a tight designation from one space to another, and an almost strict delineation of recreational activity into modules, goes beyond Jenny's potential disappointment. This shift in landscape design is indicative of a philosophical shift. Gone are the days of secular moralizing through ubiquitous symbology. The postmodern idea of individual identity is contingent on a momentarily insulated group identity. This correlates to the need for well-defined spaces within the public realm. Explicitly structured spaces offer a solid sense of identity, if only for a brief time. While I am on a baseball field, I am a baseball player. A concept completely at odds with a holistic and timeless transcendental approach to structuring human and environmental interactions. While not strictly natural in that the natural world must be carefully orchestrated to express the holistic, Jenny's design aesthetic sought to reinforce the eternal connectedness of humanity and the broader ecological environment, and of life and death.